It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Trailblazers out in Portland. For Portland, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2 wins to none. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. And guys, Aaron Gordon, the 4th overall pick back in 2014, got a lot of attention for his performance at the dunk contest. Kenny, how can he take his game to the next level?
He's taking it there. His shooting is improved, his ball handling is improved, and his need to take the big play or have the big moment, he is stepping into that limelight.
Yes, he is. He's an elite athlete, still very young. I would love to see him pair with a real mentor named Kenny Smith.
I'd pair up with him.
What would your advice be then to Aaron Gordon if you were going to mentor Aaron Gordon?
The first thing I'd say, basketball is the business, and let's start there. Everything else is a distraction because basketball is the business right now.
Solid advice?
Let me check with Shaqstradamus. You like that? Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
You got issues, man.
He talks to himself.
Time for tip.
He answered himself. That's what's worse. Talking to himself or answering yourself is worse, Ernie.
Equal.
The Magic are out of Orlando and into this interconference game. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Mohamed Bamba is out with an injury. Tough loss there.
Yeah, and as bad as it turned out to be, it tells you a little bit about his toughness, that when they took him to the locker room after he got hurt, he wanted to come back out and get back on the court.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, undisputedly, Damian Lillard is the leader of this Blazers team. Now, Yusuf Nurkic said, he's the best thing that's happened to me. To have a superstar in this league as a leader, a friend, and a teammate, it makes me better. Kevin?
LDA, you can't get much higher praise than that. Thanks. We are far enough into the season now to determine the true contenders, Clark, or do you feel that isn't revealed until closer to playoff time?
No, I think you start to narrow that list down right now, Kevin. I mean, you begin to see which teams are capable of making runs in the playoffs. And obviously anything can happen between now and the playoffs, but the teams that are going to be there battling, you get a pretty good read on who those teams are right now.
And Portland starts out with the ball. A look at the Magic starting group. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Nurkic. Augustine grabs the board. And stolen by Lillard. On the wing, Turner. He's covered by Isaac. Shot's good by Turner. Turner's got the first points on the scoreboard for Portland.
And so it begins, taking control right up front.
And you know, Greg, that's what you like to see, grabbing hold of the lead right now, right away.
Now, here's Fournier. 14 points from him the last game against the Warriors in Oakland. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Augustine. Good on the triple.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier, solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
McCollum against Fournier. Shoots. McCollum, no good.
That's a good shot. Even though it couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, I like the shot quality.
McCollum against Fournier. Nurkic with the steal. And it's Turner off the drive. And here's McCollum for 3. Still looking for his first make after that miss. He's 0 for 2. Augustine against Lillard. Augustine looking around. Pass to Gordon. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to a shot given how high he gets up on it.
Here's McCollum. Got it from 16 feet.
Man, you like this intelligence he plays with. And you got to respect that. Gets to his spots and scores efficiently.
Augustine against Lillard. Shoots a fader. Evan Turner pulls it in. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Over Augustine, Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got his first basket of the night. Here's Fournier. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. With some arc, and it's good on the way in.
I think that just demonstrates how gifted Fournier is. I mean, at 6'7", he's really fast and gets to the rim quickly off the drive.
Now here's Lillard. Boy, was he something else against the Clippers. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McCollum's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Lillard against Augustine. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Gotta like how they've come out here. I mean, connecting on 4 of their first 5 shots, yes, that's good.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Aminu with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Lets the 3 fly, and again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Yeah, and you know it, Greg. Oftentimes you get that first one to drop and your confidence rises like yeast. It's good to get into a rhythm at the start of the game, no doubt.
Yes, that goes in.
The defense looking helpless here. Fournier is solid at scoring despite getting hit. Really strong playing through contact.
Now, here's Nurkic. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Clippers.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Shot clock at 6. Shoots it. Again, the Trailblazers score. The Magic trail by 3. And for Yusuf Nurkic, you see the flashes of how dominant he can be in every game.
I mean, the potential is there, and he is working hard to find that consistency. I do believe he's noticeably better when he plays with an edge. He's more in tune with what's going on. You almost want to rile him up or do something to tick him off before every game to get the best out of him.
McCollum, no good.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Now, here's Nurkic. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. High post shot. McCollum, no good.
He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
Augustine against Lillard. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Outside Gordon. Over Aminu. And the shot no good, a bit short. Portland leading by 3. Turner with it. Defended now by Fournier. A 3 from McCollum. Again, McCollum missing.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And Nurkic has it in the corner. Lillard up top, fires it up. The shot missing. So Orlando will take it the other way. Gordon, with no one around, finds himself wide open and drills it. The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. We know star power is critical, Clark, but when you look at the great bench players, what distinguishes them in your estimation?
A couple of things, Kevin, when you talk about outstanding role players. One is not only do they accept their role, they embrace it. They thrive in it. they really relish it. It could be impacting the game defensively or impacting it with energy and offensive rebound. Sometimes it's a designated scorer who comes off the bench to just inject offense. Lou Williams as a sixth man.
Sure.
Benny Johnson when he was with the Pistons. I mean, there are a number of guys. John Havlicek, his great Hall of Fame career was pretty much started as a sixth man. So a number, Kevin McHale and so forth. You can go down the list, but they impact the outcome with some aspect or aspects of their game, which is awesome to see.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement, plays with more confidence and aggression on offense, and has transformed himself as a player.
First one falls for him. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken fourth overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
Gordon hits both of them. And although Gordon had never won a dunk contest, there's no doubt that he's one of the league's most lethal artists in the air.
Yeah, he really is. Creative, great bounce and strength. Was recorded at the combine with a 39-inch vertical. I think he gets off the floor much higher than that at times. He's got great power and a good frame. You know, if you see Gordon coming down the lane with a step, you better run for cover if you don't want to be posterized.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean that was, Gary. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Now here's Curry, following the miss by Aaron Gordon. Curry kicks to Aminu. Just 5 on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Taking 2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
He misses the free throw.
Well, you look back to the Orlando Magic season last year, and they had a very hot start, but then faded badly as the calendar flipped and ended second to last in the East.
And he sinks the second. As you said, the Magic lost all early momentum they had at the start of last season.
And Kevin, in all candor, how they finished wasn't the worst thing for them. They were able to land a very high draft pick because of that. So when you're struggling and trying to move forward, being able to build through the draft is not a bad way to go.
Now here's Grant. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Outside Curry. He kicks it to Stauskas. Curry looking around. A floater, and the layup is up and in. Curry's got his first basket.
He's becoming more comfortable in tight. Seth Curry is good at picking his spots from this area.
Pass to Ross. Shoots. And he connects with the jumper.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Curry against Grant. Here's Stauskas. 11-point game his last outing. Here's Aminu. Offline with his 3. The Magic trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Grant against Curry. Now here's Ross. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
Boy, Kevin, he just clanked that one. I mean, surprising because the defense wasn't really in the picture.
Here's Stauskas. He dishes it to Harkless. The ball's knocked loose. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Simmons is running off on the layup.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play, defended the shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
Now here's Harkless. He's guarded by Ross. Clock at 6. Shot, high post, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Trailblazers lead by 6. Grant outside. Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. Here's Mozgov. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Beautiful timing there by Mozgov. Converts off the miss.
Curry kicks to Harkless. And there's the pass to Stauskas. Leonard the pass to Harkless. .119 left to play in the first quarter. Excellent D there from Mozgov. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And let's look now, Aaron Gordon's numbers. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. Averaging about 16 points, 7 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
The first free throw is good.
Got to stay active when Gordon's out there. I mean, his ability to make something out of nothing is huge for this team.
And both free throws good for Gordon. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the first. Curry kicks to Aminu. Passes it to Harkless. Now here's Curry. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Grant. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Mozgov throws it down.
Posterizing finish by Mozgov. That is a big man attacking the rack.
Here's Curry after the Magic pick up 2. Right wing. Stauskas inside the line. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Now here's Ross. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. 6 on the shot clock.
Tell you what, that remarkable foot speed of Gordon really causes problems for the defense. He's a hard guy to keep in front of him.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. He's got to bring that percentage up. I mean, those are the kind of free throw numbers that will get you in a coach's doghouse and get your teammates a little mad at you.
No good on the free throw. Good on the second free throw. 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Up top, Curry. He's covered by Grant. Curry finds Aminu. Stauskas inside the line. Off the left rim and out. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers out in front. They lead by 1. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down the keys.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing to say, let's be consistent, let's play hard, let's do all of these things. And I think as competitors, as professional athletes, we're going to play hard. You're going to be competitive because we're competitors. We don't make it to this level for no reason. But I think at this level, you also have egos.
Knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnovers.
Just jumped all over them, Greg. I mean, pounced on them, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
They've got Seth Curry. Harkless is out there with Aminu. Then there's Myers Leonard. And it's Stauskas in at the 2 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And the basket is good. Gordon's got 11.
Gordon's jumper really looking good, showing you how dangerous he is from the mid-range.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Trailblazers. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
And it's the Magic with the ball. Portland knocking down that triple moments ago. No good from Ross.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done. And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Gordon kicks to Grant. From beyond the arc. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Turner's checked in for Portland. McCollum comes in for Nick Stauskas. And a change for the Magic. Isaac's checked in. Here's the teardrop. And it's sent back by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome and outshoot. Excels at getting up and denying shots.
And Jonathan Isaac making progress, but he was drafted knowing he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't try and compare Isaac to the rest of his draft class. He's going to be on a different timeline as far as his development goes. Might take longer for him to be ready, but the payoff, man, could be huge as his ceiling is really high.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. D.A., thank you. A lot of coaches out there, Clark, wear their emotions very prominently on their sleeve. Others take the calm, cool approach as a player. Was there a particular style that you preferred?
Yeah, my preference was cool, calm, be direct, be firm, but not necessarily overly emotional. And in my short stint with the Pacers, Jack McKinney was more of the cool and calm approach. He was excitable, but a little bit even keeled. George was a little more emotional, but still, I enjoyed playing for both of them because I think I was clear in that they were trying to get the best out of me and the best out of the team.
Good way to look at it. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Augustine. Kept alive. A second chance effort with the clock winding down. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Vucevic.
Quite honestly, Vucevic is one of the most aggressive and best rebounders in the association.
Now here's Harkless. And here's McCollum for 3. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Fournier against McCollum. And Fournier kicks to Gordon. Over Harkless. Second chance shot. And it's Gordon missing. So for the Magic, their last game, a loss to the Warriors in Oakland.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
Here's Augustine, following the score by Damian Lillard. Vucevic dishes to Fournier. No good that time, so the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. The Magic trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Count that bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
In the corner, it's Gordon. Drills the three-pointer. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, when Gordon is hitting this all the time, the defense will have to play up on it. Consistency is the key.
Harkless the pass to Nurkic. McCollum outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. McCollum's got 10.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now here's Fournier, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
And when Gordon is launched and in the air like that, he's a mesmerizing guy to keep an eye on and just get out of the way.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Magic. Trailing by 2. Kicks it to Augustine. Back to Gordon. Pass to Fournier. And it's sent back by Turner. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Trailblazers have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Lillard scanning the floor. McCollum outside. Over in the corner, Turner. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. He's got 5.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Now here is Augustine. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. And he makes the first. And even though Vucevic can get you a good amount of blocks and steals, Clark, in a season, most would agree his defense isn't a strong point.
No, it's not, but it's not a liability either, Kevin. I mean, he understands where to be and how to get there. He's not super athletic and doesn't protect the rim in a shot-blocking fashion, but he knows how to use his body to position himself well defensively.
Nurkic with the steal. Lillard with no one around. That three off the mark.
Well, it's surprising that he clunked that one. I mean, especially since the defense was nowhere to be found.
Outside Fournier. Unloads from 13. No good off the front iron.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner.
And always a bit of risk on those long passes. Lucky the D couldn't come up with it there.
And so here's Orlando. It's a three-point game. Pass to Isaac. Fournier against McCollum. Shoots from 12.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
For Portland, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. He gets it in there.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Warriors in Oakland.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Here's Lillard following the score by Aaron Gordon. Buries the long-range jumper.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Fournier against McCollum. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. Back to Fournier. Here's Vucevic. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Nurkic. Turner looking around. Fournier against McCollum. And the shot falls short this time.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
With the teardrop, good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McCollum's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Look at Jonathan Isaac. He was drafted 6th overall in 2017 as a bit of a project. Had a growth spurt late, so he has a tall frame that still needs to fill out and get stronger. But he's got a lot of potential. Pretty skilled for a big guy. Great physical tools, but needs some refinement.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Maurice Harkless. Stauskas is checked in for Evan Turner. And it's Seth Curry in for McCollum. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Gordon. Terrence Ross comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And they feel down in Orlando, Clark, that Isaac has a lot of upside with his game.
And I concur with that, Kevin. I mean, this guy is long, he's athletic, he's got some versatility in his game, can put the ball on the floor. He could be comparable to a Giannis Antetokounmpo as he develops. Again, I don't like to always compare players one to another, but he's got that kind of look and potential about him.
6 to shoot. Here's Leonard. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's Ross. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
The defense made their presence felt, but Ross is just too explosive down there.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Well, Terrence Ross can be great at times, but consistency certainly has been an issue for him.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a vapor trying to grab hold of that consistency for Ross. One game he's great, the other game you don't know he's out there. This is a player that once had 50 points in a game, but has struggled to find that same kind of drive game to game. His outside shot has taken a nosedive a bit, as has his overall shooting percentage. Yet he's still relatively young, so this guy could bounce back.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
The Magic have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
The free throw drops for Grant.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
And Grant drops them both. Trailblazers leading by 4. To the paint, here's Leonard. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Grant finds Vucevic. And the pass to Simmons. Here's Grant. But they'll get another chance. Ross dishes to Mozgov. Here's Grant. The Magic again can't hit. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Curry passes it to Leonard. Here is Lillard from the arc. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Simmons.
And, you know, sometimes it appears as though Simmons is better finishing through contact. I mean, he really relishes those opportunities.
Now, here's Aminu. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Clippers. It's good. Lillard's got 12 now in this quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Grant. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Passes it to Vucevic. Over Leonard. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Vucevic. Just 4 seconds left in the first half. Lillard fires away from way outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And if you look at the stats for unassisted jump shot percentage, Lillard is always around the top. He can drain those pull-up jumpers as well as anybody in our league.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. His great performance last game out seemed to carry right over into tonight. Shaq, how do you think the Trailblazers were playing?
Well, Damian Lillard, amazing first half of offense. Deep range on the jumper. Always a threat to get to the rim. A competitor who just loves the game, Ernie.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Orlando?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also look scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And we welcome you back to a beautiful aerial view of the I-5 freeway as it flows over the Willamette River here in Portland, Oregon. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. A fantastic game from Aaron Gordon in this one.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that he's staying in aggressive attack mode. I mean, forcing the issue, making the defense foul.
The Magic trail by 7. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Orlando. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3 slot. Here's McCollum. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And we've seen just how incredible McCollum can be when he is feeling it. One of the few guards in the league who gets everything to fall when his shot is on. It's why he can just erupt with huge scoring nights at any given time.
And he knocks down the first one. And with McCollum's explosiveness, Greg, you recall he put up 50 points in a game last season.
And how about he did so in under 30 minutes of floor time? McCollum, only the second player to ever achieve that mark. Helps he started with a 28-point first quarter. When he is locked in, he can put up points like nobody's business.
And so McCollum nails both of them.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And Augustine kicks to Isaac. Softly drops in the floater. Isaac's got his second bucket of the night.
And for a near 7-footer, Isaac is remarkably agile. I mean, he's gazelle-like with his agility. Solid at knifing inside and does a good job driving to the goal.
Now, here's Nurkic. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw good. Nurkic. Here are the Magic now, trailing by 10. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. And that will be the 5th game of this 6-game road trip. And it's Vucevic missing.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Buries it from 3-point range.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Now, here's Vucevic. 6 points for him. Fournier, no good off the back of the rim.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
McCollum finds Turner, and it's sent back by Isaac. And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Turner. Orlando grabs the miss. Fournier's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Augustine against Lillard. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Over Aminu. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Vucevic.
And throughout his career, you like to see this in a player. Vucevic has worked on expanding his range. Now he has a very reliable stroke from the mid-range area.
McCollum, no good.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Lillard, bounce pass. Aminu, the pass to Lillard. But they'll get another chance. Second shot opportunity. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The Magic trail by 11. Isaac kicks to Augustine. And the layup's good off the glass. Augustine's got his third basket of the night.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Lillard finds McCollum. Aminu against Gordon. Back to McCollum from past the arc. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Fournier goes in, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. And Evan Fournier, the young player out of France, gives you a lot to work with on the offensive end.
Yeah, Fournier has become more of an initiator, a guy who sets things up offensively. He can take over the ball handling duties from time to time and takes good care of it. He squeezes that orange pretty well, and he looks really comfortable, more and more comfortable running the pick and roll.
One shot, gentlemen.
And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. Maybe always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
And he's on fire from beyond the arc there. It's time to start shaping their game plan around stopping this long-range assault.
Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Magic. 9-point game. McCollum outside. The high post shot. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now here's Gordon. 18 points for him. Here's Vucevic. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Nurkic. And Turner kicks to McCollum. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Turner's got 4 assists now tonight.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Now here is Augustine. He's got 7. Just 5 to shoot. Gordon. It's deflected. And now Portland on the break. Here's McCollum. And Portland again with the bucket. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Friday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And for that game against the Nuggets, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And the first one at the line is good.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Harkless is checked in. And so McCollum nails both of them.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And a wise move to call timeout there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here, and it shows with their turnover numbers.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Warriors. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, there's the Trailblazers. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
Here's Harkless, following the basket by Evan Fournier. The three, and McCollum the bucket on the assist by Mo Harkless. That's now 32 points for C.J. McCollum. Pass to Gordon. Over Harkless. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And that's 20 points for Aaron Gordon.
And right now, Gordon is on a whole nother level now. I mean, he's not forcing anything. He's really letting the game come to him, and his shots are being taken right in rhythm.
Now here's Harkless. Back to McCollum. Jacks up a three. And another three for Portland.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The Magic trail by 18. Augustine with it. He has 7. Outside Fournier. Shoots from the baseline, but he gets it back.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And here's Portland. They're on a 16-6 run. Lillard dishes to McCollum. They double him with Vucevic. Mark, an interesting aspect of the one-and-done controversy. Increasingly, these guys are being asked to take on a big role in the NBA right away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm all for guys that have the unique ability and opportunity to play pro basketball out of high school or after 1 or 2 years of college. I would love to see college kids hang around for 2 or 3 years, but that's not realistic for the supremely gifted. But it does put pressure on your teams if you're expecting these young guys to come in and impact winning right away. It takes a little time, most cases, for even really highly talented players to become winning NBA players.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Nurkic. Nick Stauskas comes in for Evan Turner. And Curry subbed in for Lillard. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Gordon. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Grant the pass to Mozgov. The dish to Ross. Kept alive. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And, you know, Isaac doesn't mess around close to the rim. When he's got good position, he's forcing the defense to foul him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good from Isaac.
Boy, you look at Isaac, and all you think he needs to do is add some weight. And he's got terrific skills and a promising future.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's McCollum. From 13 feet, it goes down. McCollum's got 38 points.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now here's Ross, defended by Harkless. And Ross with the slam.
You cannot give Ross room to launch. You can't let him take flight. When he's this close, he's going to hammer it home.
It's McCollum with the drive.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
He's had 6 attempts at the line, made 5 of them.
And just a top-notch free throw shooter this year, all the way up there at 88%.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And he can't hit the second.
I like the shiftiness of McCollum. I mean, feels like he can get any shot he wants to. Very efficient as a guard.
It's McCollum on the wing. Over Simmons. McCollum no good. The Magic trail by 17. And Seth Curry is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for C.J. McCollum. He's averaging 30 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Now here's Grant. Ross for 3. And Harkless pulls it down. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Isaac with the steal. Now here's Ross, guarded closely. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And whenever Ross is in attack mode, it's always a good sign.
And Jonathan Simmons taking on more playing time after his big contract deal, starting to adjust to what comes with that.
Yeah, all players want the money and minutes, but it's a greater responsibility. More was asked of Simmons on both ends of the floor, Kevin, and I think for the most part he came up in good stead. He did get pushed to the limit physically as he matched his previous career high in minutes about halfway through last season, but he'll be better for it going into this season.
It's Mozgov, top of the key. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. 5 to shoot. Here's Grant.
You know, I think the defense of Stauskas is underrated. I mean, he's a long guard who really can get up in the face of opponents.
And the basket by McCollum.
I'll tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Grant against Curry. Here's Isaac. Got a piece of it. And now Portland on the break. Simmons against McCollum. Inside. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. McCollum's got 43 points.
Evan, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
Grant kicks to Isaac. Another miss by Orlando. Trailblazers leading by 19. Feeds it to Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Blazers.
And most of the damage being done by the backcourt. They've leaned on their guards big time, and the plan has worked to perfection. The small ball approach has been the way to go.
And he knocks down the first one. Leonard hits them both. Here's Grant. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Simmons finds Mozgov. And here is Ross. He's covered by Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Here's Grant. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Curry against Grant. Now here's Curry. Defense right on him. There's the feed to Leonard. Stauskas with the bucket.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
And it's the Magic with the ball after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Mozgov, no good. They had a chance to end the run there.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
McCollum trying to get open. Harkless with the bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Grant kicks to Ross. Back to Grant. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Grant's got 6.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Trickeration. I like that, partner. That's pretty strong word creation. And you've got to be creative, though, whether you're commentating or hooping, especially when you're going inside.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
And Orlando has possession. From outside the arc, no good. C.J. McCollum, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Portland. He has been a long-range assassin today. With his work that quarter, his total number of threes is up to 7. We'll get right back to the action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. McCollum at the 2 with Harkless playing the 3. Myers Leonard is out there with Aminu, and it's Curry in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here's Simmons, and he drops it in from the low post. Simmons got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Magic. Portland leading by 21. Curry passes it to Leonard. Over in the corner, Harkless. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Leonard. And it's Turner in for Harkless. And a switcher also for Orlando. Gordon's checked in for Isaac. Just 4 to shoot. Here's McCollum, and it's blocked by Simmons.
And, you know, we all remember Simmons' chase down block on Steph Curry. This guy is a fantastic defender.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. The Magic trail by 21. Grant, right side. Gordon finds Ross. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. And we see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
Now here is Augustine from 13, and the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Augustine against Lillard. High arcing shot, and he lays it up and in. Lillard's got 19 points.
I like when Lillard gets a little tricky with it. Outstanding at measuring the floater and dropping it in.
And slam dunk by Vucevic. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And he makes that one.
And, you know, Damian Lillard has such a quick release. Excellent at getting his shot up and over the defense inside.
And stolen by Lillard. It's hauled in by the Magic. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Turner's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And Lillard gets double teamed, and Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Teams of the past would often pound the offensive glass, Clark. I think of the '84 Celtics, but now teams are running only one, maybe 2 guys to the offensive boards.
I think a big part of it is transition defense is so important that teams now don't send as many people to the offensive glass. But the flip side of that is if you get offensive rebounds, you get opportunities to score, and you can thwart transition chances. So I tilt towards trying to get to the offensive glass as long as you've got a couple of guys that are really good at it.
6 on the shot clock. On its way from Curry for 2. Off the left rim and out.
If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, doesn't matter who you are. The defense left him wide open. Pros make those.
Yeah, that was a $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
Wasted no time on that one. 23 points for Damian Lillard. The Magic have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Augustine against Lillard. Now here is Augustine. He's tightly guarded. Here's Vucevic, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. And it's the Magic with the ball. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Clark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more, players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for 3 when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
Orlando making some changes. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jarrell Martin. And Isaac subbed in for Kem Birch.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Trailblazers leading by 23. Curry is inside. He's guarded by Fournier, and Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
And the Magic making a change here. Vucevic is checked in. It's stolen by Vucevic. And here's Augustine. In the corner, it's Gordon. And the 3 off target.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Lillard with the bucket.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Lillard against Augustine. Vucevic dishes to Augustine. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants, and then gets his shot off in time.
1 shot, gentlemen.
Mark, you played for a small market team in Indianapolis, so difficult now for them to retain all-star level talent, or so it would seem.
Yeah, that's always been the case, Kevin, and I don't think that's changed much. You know, KD goes from Oklahoma City to the Bay Area. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward go from small markets to Boston, although Kyrie was traded. Gordon Hayward was signed as a free agent. I think it's just one of those inherent issues that will continue to be a challenge for some of the small market teams. That's why the draft and developing drafted players for those teams is so critically important.
And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Tries again. 2 points. That one goes. Fournier's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And, you know, when it comes to carving up the defense, Fournier, very clever, especially in the pick and roll where they don't have any idea what to do with it.
Now, here's Lillard. Vucevic with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. And here are the Trailblazers now. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Just 2 to shoot.
He can't seem to find the range here in the second. He did a great job in the first, hitting 3 from outside.
Lillard against Augustine. Goes back up, and Nurkic lays it in.
You know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now, here's Fournier, tipped away. Outside Turner. He kicks it to Nurkic. Here's Aminu. Pass to Nurkic. Outside Turner. Trying his luck deep. Rebound by the Magic. Fournier's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
This NBA, Clark, amazing. The potential now for some players to play into their 40s. In fact, we're seeing a couple guys in their 40s playing right now and playing well.
Yeah, you know, I thought about it when we started to see this influx, Kevin, of high school players coming into the league at 19, 20, 21 with the advancement in nutrition knowledge and training methods and preservation of the body and taking care of it, that we might see more longer careers. But if you start at 21 and play 15 years, that's still only 36. So I think we're going to see some more guys in the 40s, but I still think it's going to be a small number by and large.
Now here's Turner. And the pass to Curry. Shot clock at 6. Nurkic up top. Three-pointer, Lillard. Vucevic with the rebound.
just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Isaac passes to Augustine, and it's sent back by Lillard. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. Fournier in the corner.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Out of France, the sharp shooting Fournier, an important player to this team because of his scoring ability.
And he makes both free throws. Now here's Curry. Kicks to Lillard. There's the triple. Drills it from outside. Lillard's got 28 points for the game.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Passes it to Isaac. Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s, plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
And he's good on the second. Here's Lillard. With the basket here, he'd break 30 points.
And he's in that zone, guys, and they're going to have to figure out a way to get the ball out of his hands.
With the floater, in deep, Turner drops it in.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
And stolen by Lillard. Pass to Curry. He kicks it to Nurkic. Lillard outside. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Now here is Augustine. We know Clark fans want to see star players. That's been a hot topic around the league. The league has added rules, in fact, that now prohibit resting guys on certain nights.
Yeah, I think that's important, that players have a real understanding of their responsibility. I understand trying to balance the rest versus the wear and tear of a course of. That's another reason I propose a shorter season. I don't think you'd end up with this kind of controversy or debate. But I thought the league was right in requiring, your responsibility is to play all the games you're available to play in, unless you're injured. And I think it's important that guys take that responsibility seriously. And it's a responsibility they have to themselves, to the team, the organization, and the fans.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Leonard comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And Nick Stauskas is subbed in for Seth Curry.
Guys, Nikola Vucevic is a very skilled big man out of USC. He rebounds well, scores it from inside, and has a nice touch. He's got a really well-rounded offensive game as a center. Even added a 3-ball to his repertoire recently to further stretch out interior defenses.
The Magic again can't hit.
Man, low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And with Vucevic, he's an established scorer, but also a very unselfish player.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, too. A big guy with nice mobility, excellent hands, passes well for his position, works inside out. And as he continues to mature, I think you could see Vucevic leaning more and more on his ability to set others up out of the post rather than just looking for his own shot.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Frazier, he's checked in for Fournier. And here's Portland. They're on a 10-1 run right now. And Lillard kicks to Turner. Back to Lillard. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter. Shoots over Grant. Not enough on that one as it misses. Orlando's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Trailblazers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
Absolutely. I mean, they had this date circled on the calendar for redemption. I mean, you never want to lose 2 games and be swept. And it can be harder in an East-West game than playing against teams in your own conference. So this is a big win for them.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Damian Lillard.
Well, his defense was tremendous tonight. Really, really high level. He was a pest, forced the opponents into a lot of turnovers.
That one drops for him.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And Vucevic kicks to Grant. Now Ross. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And do we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.